worry about a very sharp point. All right, so get your pencil sharpened. And you should have out, so your kneaded eraser. If you haven't opened that yet, open that up. Your blender. The kneaded eraser is this gray one. Do you have one? That's how it gets. It's going to get like that. Yep. Open that. It's an eraser. And it's what's awesome about this kneaded eraser, if you want, before I use it, I usually like to kind of knead it back and forth. So if you have any charcoal or pencil on it, it kind of cleans it. Which one? Pencil?
You gotta start off with the pencil right then, like take it out.
All right, so open that up and kind of knead it around. And what's awesome about the kneaded eraser is you can form it in any shape that you want. So if you want to get a really tiny little corner, you can just pinch it and get that little corner. Whereas with a regular eraser, you're stuck with whatever shape the eraser's in. So that's kind of one cool thing. The other cool thing, and you're going to practice this today, is that the kneaded eraser, you can just tap on your paper with the charcoal and pick it up, and you don't have to rub back and forth. You could just get a lighter image by just tapping it. You don't have to rub and move your charcoal around. So we're going to learn about the kneaded eraser today. You've got your blending stuff and you've got your charcoal pencil. You might also want to take notes today in a regular pencil so you don't smear your notes. So you might want to have a regular pencil or pen out. And so all I'd like you to start with today is writing down the goal. And we're going to talk about some definitions first so that we are all on the same page where we're using words like shading and cube. We're all doing the same. We're using the same vocabulary. Okay, so today's goal, write that down. Shading of the cube and the cone. So today's goal is shading of the cube and cone. And we have three definitions there. So underline shading, cube, and cone. And we're going to learn how to make a drawn image appear three-dimensional. And the word there that we really need to focus on is three-dimensional. What does that mean? So underline three-dimensional. And then make a list underneath of the 4 words that we've underlined. We're going to talk about these. We're going to try to create a definition. So you've got shading. Let's talk about shading. Cube. Cone. And then I have written down the abbreviation. Three-dimensional. So for Jay and Adair, these might be new for you. Three-dimensional is also called 3D.
Oh.
Aha. Okay.
Understand.
Yes. So three-dimensional, we're going to talk about that. Three-dimensional is also 3D, and we're going to talk about what those mean.
You know, I just know it's called 3D, but I don't know what's
3D.
the of that.
Did you know that, Jay? Did you know 3D before?
Yeah.
Like, did you know three-dimensional?
Now
Now you do. Now you do. So you're making connections. All right, so what is shading? Like, can anybody describe it if they know? I know some of you have shown me you know how to do it. Adair's showing me.
light and dark.
Light and dark, how light and dark something is.
Shadow?
Shadows. Michelle, did you have something you wanted to add? Did they kind of add it for you? Yeah. All right, so could we take a mixture between what Zach and Adair said, and Adair's doing this, that's drawing, right?
Yep.
Drawing lights and darks, or shadows, lights and shadows. All right, so there's our definition. So drawing, lights, and darks, or lights and shadows. So when we talk about shading, That's what we're talking about. All right, how about a cube? You all have a cube in front of you. Be careful not to touch these. They're white and they're foam, and we're going to be working with charcoal today. So if you touch your pencils and then you have charcoal on your hands and you touch the foam, it's never going to come out. So just leave those there. I will clean them up at the end. You all have a cube though in front of you. What is a cube?
A box.
Okay, it's a box.
Three-dimensional square.
It's three-dimensional. Ooh, and squares. Where do you see squares?
Faces.
On the
On how
outside.
many faces?
All.
How many is all?
6.
6. It's not 4. You can see 3 at a time. But remember, there's 4 sides going around if you look at the cube, and then there's a top and a bottom. So there's 6 sides. So can we put all that together? It's a 3D shape or a 3D form. 3D form with 6 square sides, and the key there is square, because if one of them was rectangular, would it still be a cube? No.
Now, if you
So
face it that way,
with 6 square sides. A 3D form with 6 square sides. And an example of a 3D form that has 6 sides but they're not square is this. It's rectangular. It's not a cube. It's taller. It's double that height. So this can't be called a cube because the sides are not square. We're going to work on that tomorrow. All right, definition of a cone. You all have a cone in front of you. What is a cone?
It holds ice.
It does hold ice cream.
It's like a circle on the triangle.
Okay, we're gonna combine Michelle's and Adair's. So there's a point at the top and a circle at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Look at it. There's a point at the top and a circle at the bottom. So it's a form with a circle at the bottom and pointed on top. Good job. Ran out a little room there. So there's a circle on the bottom and then it's pointed on the top. All right. Last one, 3D or 3-dimensional. What does that mean? Comes out at you. What's
No, the two-dimensional is like a kind of the plant, and the 3D is kind of the space.
There it is, space. You got the word, space. So 3D is space. Now, if I'm drawing something on a piece of paper, is it 3-dimensional?
no.
But what am I doing to make it
Shadow
shadows? I'm
Distance.
giving an illusion, right?
and distance.
Yeah, do you guys remember from fundamentals you did optical illusions? All right, so you're using shadows to create an illusion of space. All right, so giving the illusion of space. Giving the illusion. So it's really not, when we're drawing, it's not really 3D. But in drawing, we are giving the illusion of space. This is in drawing. All right, so this is a 3-dimensional form. All right, there's no illusion. It's 3D. There's no illusion here. All right. But when we are drawing, which that's what this class is drawing, we're creating the illusion. It's pretend 3D. Okay, there's a difference.
Is this some different?
Illusion, what's illusion? Do you know what illusion is, Jay? Do you know illusion? Like pretend? Do you know pretend? Make believe? It's not real?
Oh,
Okay, so it's illusion. You got your translator?
Yep.
Does it make sense now? Illusion, I-L-L-U-S.
Kind of like being hypnotized.
S-I-O-N.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Pretend. So on paper, 3D is just an illusion. Okay? All right, let's go to the next page here. So we're gonna do the cone. All right, so now we're gonna use our charcoal pencils. So switch to your charcoal pencil. All right, everybody look at your shape that's in front of you, or your form, I'm sorry. Look at your form that's in front of you. You are each gonna have a little bit different answer, so I cannot answer this for you. But while you are looking at your form, what side of the object, don't say it out loud because you're all different, what side of the object do you notice that the light is coming from? I'll give you a hint. In this room, I do have the spotlights on to create a more dramatic effect, but most of the light is right now coming from the windows. All right, so if the light's coming from the windows, what side of your object is the light on? Whatever side you choose, I want you to put a little sunshine on that side of your paper. Where is your light source? And I'm going to label this light source. All right, so is it on the right of you? Is it on the left of you? And for all of us, is the light above or below the object? It's above, right? Because there's no light coming from the ground right now. So it's going to be at the top of your paper. So is it above or below? Here's our light source. Great, so we need to start with the light source. That's number one. Number two, the bottom of our cone. If you take a look at the bottom of your cone, what does the line look like?
Circle.
It's curved. It is the bottom of a circle. All right. So what it's going to do, I'm going to sketch it out here. What it's going to do is it's going to kind of dip down and curve. It's not going to go straight across. If you look at the form on your paper in front of you, it kind of dips down. So you want to copy that dip down there. Yeah, you should be doing this with your charcoal pencil. Now we're doing charcoal pencils. Make sure you're with your charcoal. Jake, charcoal pencil. Are you still writing? All right, and you might want to copy down the steps just because it's the first time. So number two, we got the bottom. That's number two. Number three, the top, or the zenith. The zenith is the top. That's the point at the very top of the cone. Now take a look, the top of the cone is at the center of your line that you just drew. It's directly above the center. So I'm going to take my ruler, I'm going to find the center, and I'm going to make a point right at the top. Just a little tiny dot so that I know this top is above the center of this cone. And I'm going to draw a light line so maybe you can see visually. You don't have to draw that line. But you can see that the point is directly above the center of my dip line. Yes? You don't have to draw the line down. I'm doing that for you. I'm going to erase that in a moment. Then you're going to connect those lines. So you've got the sides. I'm using my ruler to connect because those are nice straight lines. And then there's one more thing that's gonna make this drawing a little bit more sophisticated. If you look at the form of the cone, you're gonna notice that at the very bottom, where the sides meet the bottom, it's not a very sharp edge. As for example, with the cube, all of your edges are very, very sharp. They're at sharp angles. But with your cone, these edges tend to kind of give a little curve. There's no sharp edge. So instead of having it meet at a sharp, sharp angle, we're gonna make it a little bit more sophisticated. I'm gonna erase where that met, and I'm gonna curve it just so slightly so that it has a more natural look to it. So it's curved. There's no sharp corner, and it makes it just, it gives it that finishing touch. Yeah, all right. And now for the shading. That's the fun part. All right. What time do we get out? I want to run over. Today is, no, 12:19, okay. It's 12:03. All right, so now we're getting to the shading. So where is it the darkest? Where is the core shadow, the darkest side?
The lights.
Opposite of the light.
Awesome, opposite of the light. So for me, opposite of the light, if my light's on the right side, my core shadow's going to be off on the left. All right? Now, do you remember from our worksheet that we did with the sphere, what happens right next to the core shadow on this? Yeah, it was right under it. There's some reflected light. All right, so I'm going to create my darkest shadow here, but I'm gonna not go all the way up to the edge because I need to leave some. So I'm gonna do my core shadow first. I'm using the side of my pencil so I can shade a little bit faster and broader strokes. My core shadow is going to be the darkest. And as it moves up to the top, as your shape, or your form, I'm sorry, as your form gets thinner, so does the core shadow. So your core shadow is going to be thicker at the bottom and thinner at the top. Take a look at the shape in front of you. How big is it? Is it a pretty big, wide strip of a core shadow? Or is it thinner? All right. Then, what's the next part? We want to get, what do you think we want to do next? To make this look more natural.
Lighter.
Exactly. We're going to get lighter. All right. I'm going to erase the center line just for you. All right. So I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to let it get a little bit lighter. I'm not worried about blending too much. I'm not going to push as hard on my pencil. And this medium value, you guys are probably able to do this a lot faster than I am. This is smaller. All right. So you've got a medium value here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blender and I'm going to kind of smooth this all out now. Keeping in mind that I don't want to go all the way up to the edge yet. do to get my lightest value? Do I need to put a whole lot of charcoal on there probably?
No.
No, I could probably try to use my blender. Now my shape's pretty big, I might need to put a little bit on there. But if you're working really small in your notebook, you probably don't need much more charcoal than what's already there. Yeah, it definitely needs some more. So blend that all in. Alright, now we have the reflected light. So let's label this so far. We've got the core shadow. That's the core shadow. You've got your highlight. But now we need to add the reflected light. Alright, so this one you can probably just use your blender again. It's still dark, but it's going to be a little bit lighter than your core shadow. So it's still very dark, but not quite as dark as your shadow. Sean, are you able to see enough? You're good? You're able to see enough? Yeah. Okay. Alright, and this is when you're going to practice, like, how do you like to shade? Do you like to shade back and forth? Do you like to go in circles? Do you like to kind of go every which way? You're going to develop your style. So don't worry if you feel like, oh, that didn't work, I wish I could do it a different way. This is when you're practicing how to use your blender. You'll all develop your own little style. Alright, so what's missing to make this look really 3D?
Shadow.
Yeah, the shadow that's down on the bottom. Now, everybody's a little different right now. So take a look at your object. On the paper, where's the shadow? Don't answer it out loud, it's different for every single one. If you can't see the darkest shadow from where you're sitting, it might be on the other side, like you guys, the darkest shadow, Eleanor and Deshawn and Jay can see it, but Zach, you don't. Take the second lightest one. Alright, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna kind of sketch out where that shadow is. Now there's no vanishing point for this. This is just a pure sketch. Use your ruler for straight edges. If there's a curve, but just pick the one darkest shadow. Now, if you look at this shadow on your paper, most of the time, it's going to be the darkest right next to the object. And as it gets farther away from the object, it's going to get lighter. That's most of the time. All right? If the shadow is shadow's very, very small and close. None of the other tables have that. It might be completely really dark the whole way. But traditionally, most of the time, if you look, the shadow closest to the form is darkest because the light can't get in there. And as it gets farther away, it gets light. So I am going to shade the same way. I'm going to take my shadow, my pencil, and do the darkest shading close by. And as it gets further away, it will get lighter. And then once you get that laid in there, you can use your blender. Now when I say it gets lighter, I don't mean to white. It's not getting to white, it's still a shadow. Use that. Smooth it out. I made a little bit of a mess, so I'm going to clean up that edge. My kneaded eraser.
Just slowly.
Yeah.
Can I go to the restroom?
Yes, here, pass. Good. Good, good. Darkest right next to it, right here. Even in yours, do you see how it's a little lighter right here and at the edge? If yours is very different, it's not, yeah, he sees it, yeah, good. So the darkest is right next to it, and then it gets a little lighter. Very good. Shoot it out, Arim. Awesome. Make sure that you label the shape. So make sure you label core shadow, highlight, reflected light, and then this is the cast shadow. Down here, this whole thing is called the cast shadow. And I think that instead of trying to start the next shape and going on within the next 2 minutes, we're just going to stop here. So make sure you have all these notes, cast shadow, all those vocab. Don't touch the objects today, all right? What I will have you do for cleanup though, I'm gonna wash my hands, collect the shapes. I have over here some paper towels and some spray. If you guys, hey! If you can wipe your space down, just put a little spray on a paper towel and wipe your space down so we don't get charcoal in the next person's stuff. That would be wonderful. We have 2 minutes. Okay. Questions? Yay, all right. Clean up, wash my hands. Yeah, just put a little spray on a paper towel and wipe your spot down